It's the holidays, and it's a very busy time of the year. Are you finding yourself a little bit stressed? Does a pullet lay eggs, Maureen? Yeah, and it's that time of the year where we have so much more responsibility. The shopping, the presents, the gift wrapping, the games, the getting together, all of these things, and it just becomes so overwhelming. And somewhere in there, you need to feed the people that are in your home every day. So what are you doing today, Maureen? I want to show you a very quick and easy recipe that will feed the masses, and usually there's leftovers, so you'll know that you'll get 2 days of meals all taken care of, especially if you like Mexican flavored food. Also, because it's a little colder right now, it's also soup season. I'm gonna need some broth, some chili beans, and I'm gonna need some salsa. And the recipe is so tasty, so delicious. It's basically like just pouring it all into the pot and you're done. We've been making this recipe for years, and I would have found the recipe somewhere on the internet, but as we were making it, we adapted it to our own liking and our own style. So as we've adapted it, Marissa came up with calling it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's how we know what our ingredients are. We'll need 5 cups of broth, 4 cups of salsa, 3 cups of corn, and 2 cans of beans. When we first started making it, we were putting in black beans, but I can up these red kidney beans, and so this is what we're putting into the recipe. Normally we use ground beef, but because it was Canadian Thanksgiving a few weeks ago, I have lots of frozen turkey, so that's what I'm going to be using. When you're going to start, you want to scramble fry your hamburger. When we scramble fry it, we sometimes do put a little bit of taco seasoning mix into it, which is always depending on how much spice is in the salsa and things like that. But because I'm using turkey, I'm not going to put it in right away. I'm going to start with the other ingredients. I've got some broth here, so we're just going to pop the lids off and pour it in. You can use powdered broth, or you can use the ones that are in the cartons as well. All of this is adaptable for what you have in your home. Next, we're gonna open up our salsa. This is salsa from last year's tomatoes. So in it goes. Throw in our 3 cups of corn. And last but not least, our chili beans, or if you were using black beans. And again, you could use any sort of bean that you wanted. If you're not into kidney beans or black beans, whichever ones that you really like. We're just gonna give that all a stir and bring it up to temperature. And last but not least, I'm gonna add in my 2 bags of turkey. So this is also another good way to use up your leftover turkeys from your Thanksgiving. And now we'll just stir in all of our turkey. Look at that. So gorgeous. And then we'll just bring it up to temperature. Now it's not quite up to temperature, but before I add any spice, I like just to taste it, just to see where things are at. That's good. It has all the right amount of salt and things like that because of all the ingredients had some salt in it. But I'm gonna add some cumin because you can never have too much cumin. And I measure with my heart. I don't feel like this one needs any taco seasoning spice, but if you do want to make your own homemade taco spice, it's basically just cumin and oregano. And you could throw in a little bit of salt or a little bit of garlic powder in that if you want. And that would be your own homemade, you know, no additives added taco spice. Now while this is continuing to heat up, I'm gonna go get our toppings all prepared. You can top your taco soup any way that you want, but I'll show you what we do. Marissa loves green onion on hers, so I'm gonna chop up some green onion. I'm just gonna take off the end part. And one of the things you wanna do with these little end parts is put them in a glass of water, and they will sprout you some more green onions, so you don't have to go buy anymore. We're just gonna dice up some green onions to spread on top. Another thing that Marissa really likes is she likes a little fresh squeeze of lime. So I'm just gonna cut our lime and put that aside. and then fresh cilantro, which is one of my favorites. And so with cilantro, a lot of people don't like it, and if you have watched some of my other videos, Marissa, who is an herbalist, she talks about the fact that with cilantro, it's a heavy metal detoxer. It helps to remove all those heavy metals out of your body. And basically, if you don't like the taste of it, it's actually because your body actually needs it. And for her, she hated cilantro. And then over time, just eating it little by little, she found that pretty soon it wasn't reacting to the heavy metals in her body, and she actually really enjoyed it. And of course, one of the last toppings is cheddar cheese. So I'm gonna grate some up. This recipe, it is just such a crowd pleaser, and it just goes forever. And we've had it where we ate it the one day and then we ended up having company the next day. And so we just added a little bit of extra beans to it and stretched it, and it made it go farther. So it's a really economical meal that you can make. When we are having a big family dinner with this soup, Marissa will make crema, which is another topping that you can add. There is our cheese. Also, you're gonna need some tortilla chips, any flavor that you want. We crunch those up on top. It's kind of like your crackers for your soup. For tonight, I'm going to also serve some of my sourdough bread. And so this is a jalapeno cheddar bread. So I'm just gonna cut a couple of slices of that. I baked it yesterday for my sourdough Saturday. So we'll be able to have a couple of little slices of this as well. It has nice little chunks of cheese and jalapeno in it. I will say that this knife is an excellent bread knife, and I did buy it on Amazon, so I will put the link in the description down below because it's been just one of the best knives I've ever used for cutting up sourdough bread. We've got our soup all up to a nice boil, nice and hot, ready to be able to be served. Our soup is all nice and ready to be served. So this is a turkey taco soup. Like I said, most of the time we make it with hamburger, but this was a good way to use up turkey. So we serve it into our bowls. And then I'm gonna top it with some cilantro, a little squeeze of lime. I think I'll put the chips on first. So just a few tortilla chips, just crunch them up with your hands. Sprinkle them on top, and some cheddar cheese. So there is our turkey taco soup, all finished, quick and easy. Will save you time, save you stress. There'll be leftovers for days for people to eat, and they can decorate it however they want. So let's have a taste test. Oh. It's so delicious. The warming spices of the cumin and all of that deliciousness. It's so good. I hope that you will take this recipe and make it for your family and your friends and adapt it to however your family likes it. But this is just such a quick and easy meal. And again, the recipe is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 cups of broth, 4 cups of salsa, 3 cups of corn, and 2 cans, or basically 2 cups of black beans or kidney beans that I used. And you're gonna throw in basically a pound of hamburger or a pound of turkey or whatever sort of protein you want to have. Or you could make it without a protein if you wanted to keep it vegetarian. It will still be a delicious soup for you to make. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, God bless.